Thank you, JD. A recent poll suggests a majority of Texans support legalizing marijuana for both recreational and medicinal use. Quanell Lex and Charles Adams examine the issue.
The University of Texas at Tyler and the Dallas Morning News have released a poll saying that more than 50% of Texans agree that marijuana should be completely legalized for recreational use, and more than 70% of Texans agree that it should be legalized for medicinal use. I have been an advocate for over 2 decades for complete legalization and ending the prohibition of marijuana. I think it has created a tremendous amount of crime, the prohibition, not the use, here in Texas. I think the American appetite for marijuana and our war on drugs has created a tremendous amount of crime and misery in Mexico that we're responsible for. From a former police officer's perspective, drunk people pass out at the wheel and kill entire families. Drunk people get in fights and beat up their wives. People that smoke marijuana do none of that. In Texas today, oil-based drugs, vapes, edibles, drinks, if they're used with oil, you're still looking at a felony across this strait, just like Brittany Griner is looking at in Russia. I think we need to legalize right now. We need to legalize across the board.
Charles, I'm not against legalizing marijuana for medicinal purposes for medical usage. I'm even not against legalizing marijuana on the moral compass level for us saying to the American public, if you're going to legalize tobacco and cigarettes, and tobacco kills hundreds of thousands of Americans every year for generations, how can we say that marijuana should be illegal? The difference is, Charles, because they can tax tobacco, but they have not figured out a way to truly tax marijuana in Texas and other states. But some states have already legalized it because they figured out how to way to tax marijuana. What I have a problem with is the number of black men that were tremendously incarcerated in huge numbers through this marijuana prosecution. And the minute when they legalize marijuana in states like California, the very men they locked up cannot even come out and become a part of now the economic growth industry involved in marijuana. Marijuana is not a bad thing if it's not abused. But tobacco should never be legalized, so therefore, yes, legalize marijuana. But I don't want to see drugs being legalized so quickly without some serious research done into what we're releasing into the public, because, look, we're killing the American public with some of these drugs, man. We're over drugs in this country.
You know, I think the war on drugs has been used as a vehicle to oppress poor people, mainly poor people of color and African Americans for years. We have lost the war on drugs. Drugs have won. We don't need to waste any more time. We need to legalize marijuana right now. We need to make this a better America, a more free America, more liberty.
There was never a war on drugs. There was always a war on black males.
Okay, well, let's stop the war.
Involved in the drug industry, mainly by usage.
You can watch much more of Faceoff streaming Thursday nights at 7. Just go to fox26houston.com.